There's something moving in our potato tub.
It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet Show tonight.
Hello, sweet peas. Today we're going to attempt to make a two-piece little set. Something I love, something I crave. I have already made one two-piece set with this same general patterns, but I'm doing some pattern hacking. Really pattern changing, because I'm not Frankensteining it with any other patterns, but pattern changing with this one to make it more of exactly what I'm looking for. For those who are here for the first time, my name is Morgan. I'm on a bit of a sewing journey. I am plus size. I wear about usually like a size 22, 24, depending on the store, and I've been really enjoying making my own clothes. What we're working on today will be my third like me-made outfit, my fourth and fifth like garments, but I'm going on like outfit, you know what I mean? Anyway, so we're still gonna be using the Sid tie top and the lane pants. Both are by Sydney Graham. I will link them below. But here's the things we're gonna be changing. Number one, the original tie top has 8 ties, 4 moments where it ties all the way down the bodice. I don't love that. And then when I made the Sid tie dress a couple weeks ago, the way that it closes in the front is only the top like 2 are ties, and then you're sewing the front of the bodice like actually just together after that. My plan is to essentially do that with this top, but it'll still just be a top instead of making the bottom part of the dress. Then on top of that, Sydney Graham is working on a shorts pattern. It's not out yet. I want to have this outfit ready before summer starts. So I'm making it now by just using a video that she actually already put out of how to turn your lane pants into shorts. I haven't watched it yet. I am assuming it's just gonna be basically shortening your pattern, calling it a day, but we'll see. I'm excited to watch and to learn. Something else that I'm doing slightly different is I'm using different fabrics for different sections. So I'm using this beautiful blue for the main portion of the outfit. I'm making, I think, the shorts out of it and the back of the top. But I have this really fun Ruby Star Society fabric that a sweet pea sent me a while ago. I only have about a yard of it, so I couldn't make a full outfit out of it. I don't think I could make a full pair of pants or a full top. So my plan is to make the front of the top with it and back pockets for the shorts. My plan with back pockets, basically here on out, is that I don't actually really need them to be like functional. They will be, just to be clear, but I feel like a back pocket is an opportunity for cute pattern or cute little patch, or, you know, I feel like it's just a place where one might put something really cute, which is what I'll be doing. I haven't fully decided which way I'm gonna go with the fabric though. Here is what I'm thinking. Either what I said before, where I'm doing the front part of the bodice with the Ruby Star Society stars and back pockets. I think I have enough for that. Or I could lay out my pattern and see if I could do color blocked shorts. So basically I would be cutting 1/2 of the shorts and 1/2 of the bodice. So like I could do like my top left of the front of the bodice, the stars, my whole right leg of the stars, and then it would be like, and then the opposite would be blue. But I don't know, I think that might be too much. Let me imagine them. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, I'm using my brain to imagine what something might look like instead of using generative AI. Yeah, I can actually drink some water while I do it to make this like more of a normal experience, I guess. But yeah, I'm just using my brain actually to picture it.
We don't need
Generative AI?
not as long as we have our imagination.
Okay, yeah, I think the color blocking idea is really cute, but I like the idea of being able to wear them separately. And I think if they were color blocked, I wouldn't want to wear them separately. I would feel like it was only a set. I also thought about using this pink that goes really well with it. I might make the ties out of this depending on how much fabric I end up having left over from the star fabric. The very last thing I'm gonna cut is the ties, so I will have the answer to that as I'm doing it. I also could cut the ties out of the blue fabric, so like lots of options. This is also the first project I'll be using my new sewing journal on. I talked about wanting this a couple of vlogs back. Felix was like, it's only $25. I think you can get it. I think you'll use it. It's gonna be cool to look at as I like continue on my sewing journey. And I was like, no, you're right. It's an investment. And I know that I could make something like this digitally or buy something like this digitally on like Etsy, I'm sure. But I'm really not like a digital note taker at all. I love that some people are like digital journalers and things. I'm not that way. I like very much love, right now, the notes I'm looking at for filming the intro to this video are written on pen and paper. So like, that's just who I am. So I don't feel bad about it. I'm gonna continue to collect like sewing and quilting themed stickers to put on it, and that'll be cute. But yeah, I'm very excited to use my journal. I'll show what it looks like at the end. I'm sure it'll be perfect and there will be no mistakes at all. And finally, the last thing that I think I'm gonna do is time myself with like the actual timer on my phone. I've already cut out the pattern for the Sid tie top and dress. I'm actually making a size 24 this time. When I made my top before, I made a 28. When I made my dress, I made a 26. Both of those still seem too big to me, so I am making a 24 today for the shirt. Size 26 pants for the lane pants, because those fit perfectly. So I'm not including cutting out the pattern in my timing, but I will be with cutting out the fabric. And I am also not gonna be including making notes in my sewing journal because that's not part of like the actual sewing. Hopefully I remember to stop it and start it each time, but we'll see. I will let you know at the end how long it took to make this. For a general timeline, right now it is the night of Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to me. And so as a gift to me, my husband is watching our sweet kiddo while I get to have some sewing time with my mother-in-law, which is our gift for both of us, is to hang out and make something together. So excited to spend time with her. And then I also have my normal weekly sewing time tomorrow night. Are there other things I should be doing? Yeah, okay. So sue me. What? I'm just a girl who's just trying to live, okay? I do have my hair tie. I'll be pulling my hair up soon. I've worn an outfit that I can put things on over very easily. I've got my audiobook in the other room, ready to listen. And I think that's it. Okay, let's get going, team. What I learned from Sydney's video is that I have to redraw the front and the back of the pants into shorts, which won't take long, but I'm not including it in my timer because I'm treating it as if I already have the pattern cut out. But after I watched her video, I was like, okay, she's got some good points as to why she just redraws it. Especially because I might make the ruffled one, which I'm a little nervous about, but I think it'll be cute. So, yeah. I'm trying to give you the effect without having made a single piece yet. Okay, this is the front of shirt, right? I can either do I've got blue pants. I can either do ties in the same, or I could do the pink ties. But I'm worried, I don't know if the pink ties will look intentional. I'm worried it'll look like I ran out of fabric. And I didn't, I have plenty.
I would never think that. I do think that pink ties will look clownier.
Oh.
In like a fun way.
Yeah, no, it seems like that's what you mean.
But I think plain is
Well,
less
plain is
clowny.
stars.
Right, that's what I meant.
So.
Yeah. Like matching them.
Yeah.
I think that looks less clowny.
Yeah.
Which isn't a positive or a
No.
negative.
What if I send it? Summer house reference. What if I send it? What if I do, because I'm putting ruffles on my shorts. What if I do pink ties? Pink ruffles.
Ooh. Where would the ruffle be?
They're on the bottom of my shorts.
Oh, for the shorts.
Yes.
You don't mean a ruffle also on the shirt.
No, I don't know how to do that yet.
Yeah, that sounds hard. And it's blue
Yeah.
pants. I think with pink ruffles, it might look Pokemon trainer-ish. But I think that with star ruffles...
I don't have enough. I think star ruffles would be perfect, but I don't want to go buy more fabric. Okay, so then I'll just do blue and star. No pink. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep it simple.
Yeah.
Interrupting to introduce mine and Chili's new sewing assistant. He's just been hired today. This is Bobbin. And what's great about Bobbin is if you're stressed out, you can squeeze him and his eyes pop out of his head. Just like any good assistant, some might say. Isn't he so cute? He was supposed to be a gift for my son on this Mother's Day, but instead I've adopted him.
Hello, yeah, this is Felix. I would just like it on record that I did give Morgan a Mother's Day present. I feel like this is the second time she's mentioned Mother's Day and not said that I got her a present and acted like maybe I only gave her free time to do crafts and then also got a present for the baby. She does not like toys like this generally, so I was very shocked. She's welcome to have Bobbin, obviously. I got him for the child because I thought that he was incredibly cute. Anyway, she did have a present. I put our home videos on DVD, so if you're like, wow, Felix is such a deadbeat dad on Mother's Day, you guys get it. You get it.
If you would like to get your own, he was $2.99 at the Winco. That's what my personal assistant told me. Close-ish. When I eventually make that hollyhock yards, and so I'm sure it'll be like $1 billion. Anyway.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine, and you're not really fine.
Good afternoon. It's a new day. I have all my pieces cut out and, oh, what is that? These are my ruffles. They will be at least. I could have cut them all as one long piece because they needed to be 60 inches because it's like, I followed what Sydney said to do in her video, which is like 1.3, what the circumference of the entire leg was. So I rounded up. Worst case, it gathers a little bit more. Like a very little bit more. Anyway, but I didn't have 60 inches all the way across left for my blue fabric. I did have another piece of blue fabric where I could have, but I was like, you know, I'm trying to be resourceful, you know what I mean? So anyway, so I had to kind of scrap them together. This one only has two seams. The other one has 3, but they'll be gathered into ruffles. I don't think you'll be able to tell. And even if you can, I really don't care. They're for me, you know? So my plan is to start with these shorts. I don't know. I'm trying to not be overly confident, but I have made the lane pants before. This should be very similar. I do plan to make a drawstring. Maybe I should go ahead and do that now. Like iron it out now because I hate doing it so much. Yeah, maybe I'll do that real quick and then we'll start construction on the shorts. I'm very excited. Oh shoot. My total timer for yesterday for doing all this was like 2 hours and I think 13 minutes because I paused it every time I like needed to do something else. So we're actually technically only 2 hours in if you edit out the distractions and me having to watch Sydney's video on construction, just because I like to watch it beforehand so I know what's coming up and then I watch it as I'm doing it, you know? Okay, I have sort of shorts adjacent thing. I have sewn the inseam. Here is something that I noticed. You see how it's a little longer on one part than the other? I'm not sure why, and I'm not sure if it'll matter. I know they look really short, like that's a tiny inseam, but I'm making the ruffled version. So there will be a couple inches added when I do the ruffle. I think I'm finished for today. So when I pick this up tomorrow night or after bed or whatever, I think my next step is I'm adding the waistband, I think is what's next. And then the ruffles. And I have to do the drawstring. The waistband is much bigger than it sounds, but yeah, I'm excited. I don't have like a deadline on this, so I'm not as rushed, so I'm not trying to stress myself out. You know what I mean? But I mean, the back pockets turned out really cute. I'm excited. I started with the shorts because I feel like they're harder than the top. The top makes a lot of sense to me. There's no gathering. I feel like it comes together quicker in my mind. There's no waistband, you know what I mean? Is that true? I don't know, we'll see, but I feel like it's quicker.
3 days later.
Okay, it's been a few days, but it's only been, for this project, you've only missed like an hour of sewing because the camera was downstairs and I didn't want to go get it and I only had an hour of nap time to get a little bit done. But completely separate from that, I'm gonna take a little break to talk about a different project that I did with no pattern. By the time this comes out, I will have already put out a short form about it, so you probably have already seen it. But if you haven't, I made wings and a wand for our friend's kiddo's birthday. She was turning 3. I did not have a pattern for the wings. I didn't have a pattern for the wand, but I was like, how hard could it be? I do think I'll make these wings again. I do think I will do a couple things different. I kept the like pattern that I made. I'm just gonna save it with the other random like self-drafted little applique things that I've made. But it honestly went way better than I expected for me not knowing what I was doing. and not having like a tutorial, or I had like seen these kind of wings before. Honestly, like I am certain if I had searched on Pinterest, I could have found some sort of pattern or tutorial, but I was like, I feel like when the stakes are so low, like this 3-year-old was gonna like, she was gonna like it or she wasn't, you know what I mean? Like that's like the perfect kind of person to make something for because they're not critiquing things very meticulously. So she was gonna like the vibe or she wasn't. And so, you know, her mom said she liked it, so that's good. But anyway, I feel like that's like the best way that I feel I'm gonna learn when the stakes are so low is to be like, let me see if I can just do this. And then if I get stuck, I can look up a pattern or look up a tutorial or whatever. But it worked out. I feel like they turned out really cute. And then here's what you missed on Glee for the hour that I was sewing during nap time today. The waistband, I still haven't like completely sewn it up, but the elastic's in there. Shelly put the buttonholes on. I am gonna try these on for you and let's talk about where we're at. It looks like I'm almost done. I am closer to done than I was before I started, but I still have to sew the waistband, sew the elastic into place, put the drawstring in, hem the ruffles, gather and attach the ruffles. And I think I also have to do some serging on all of that. So not super close. It's about 9:30 now. I'm gonna stop sewing at 11 so we can watch an episode of Summer House. You guys know. We're about to start season 3, no spoilers. So I might finish these tonight, but these do not have a deadline. Like super do not have a deadline. So I'm not gonna pull another Sid tie dress where I'm up and crying because I'm so stressed out. That's the point is that it's supposed to be fun. And if I'm not having fun, there's no point in doing it. So let's go try these on. I'll see you in just a second, okay? Okay. This is where we're at. Pros, waistband, perfect. I think as long as I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna keep putting in a drawstring because like it is very comfortable. Like it's not gonna fall down, but as soon as I put my phone in my pocket, I do think they would fall down. Thus, that's where the drawstring comes in, okay? Second, not exactly issue, but the pockets, I don't know if you can tell, they're like kind of bunching up. Not bunching up, the opposite. They're like kind of baggy. Ignore all the recycling behind me, by the way. Sorry we recycle. Sorry we care about the planet, okay? I have some theories for this, but the front pockets look great. The hemline, let me actually point you even further down. The hemline, let's talk about it. So right now where they're hitting is like kind of where I want them to hit. So I'm a little nervous about the ruffle. Like I think I am gonna have to cut these even shorter so that the ruffle like will end up hitting where this is now unhemmed. Does that make sense? So I think I'm gonna cut them an inch shorter, and then I need to write it down in my sewing journal. That's what I did. Actually, I don't even know if I'll use this pattern again because this is the Lane pants pattern that I am turning into shorts. And Sydney Ray was actually releasing a shorts pattern in the next month. I don't know if I'll make another pair of these in the next month. I think next time I'll make her shorts pattern, which, thank the gods, will have marked on it where the butt pocket should be and at what step it is best to add them, because I did these at a different spot than I did for the Lane pants that I made. And I actually think, despite those being harder to put in, I think they kind of ended up in a better spot. So I don't know, we'll see. But super excited where we're at. Very comfortable. I think I'm gonna cut these about an inch shorter. And then my ruffle pieces that I've made that are obviously not ruffled yet, they're not hemmed yet or anything, I think I'm also gonna shorten these. Because in Sydney's video where she turns it into shorts, which looks like this, from, I don't know, it's like 2 years old, she talks about how you need to make your ruffle shorts shorter so that when the ruffle's on them, they're the same-ish length as like normal hemmed ones. If I wanted to take the easy way out, I could just hem these now and not put ruffles on them. But I just think the ruffles are gonna be so cute. I think they're gonna be so cute. And I said earlier that I wanted to practice gathering more. This is a great excuse to practice that, because similar to the Sid tie dress, the stakes are very low. Like these are very like wide leg shorts. I can move in them a lot. These feel good, I feel good about them. The next steps that I have is to sew this waistband all the way in, put in the drawstring, and then all the steps to the ruffles. So maybe we'll finish them tonight. I don't know, we'll see. I'm on book 5 of Dungeon Crawler Carl. Let's check in, everyone. What are you guys reading? What are you reading? Is it as interesting? Probably. You guys have great taste. Yeah, I'm on book 5. As you guys are watching this, book 8 has come out. My friend's husband, who I hope he considers himself my friend also. We've spoken perhaps like 14 words at different birthday parties and events. I hope he thinks we're friends. I think he's very nice. Anyway, my friend, my hookup to get these Audible exclusive books without buying them from Amazon, got me book 8 already. So don't even have to wait. I mean, I have to wait till I'm done with the other books, but very excited about that. And I honestly, I am not kidding. I think as soon as I finish book 8, I might literally just like restart them. I might. And then my Kindle book that I'm reading right now is Fahrenheit 451. I'm about halfway through that. The next one I'm reading is Only Friends by Sweet Pea Lydia, who 2 vlogs ago, I think, we unboxed her novel debut, and I'm gonna make a little short form about it. I'm very excited. Fahrenheit 451, which is what I'm reading on my Kindle right now. It's really very interesting. I remember liking it as a kid, but it is like, because it's so old, people just like talked differently, you know what I mean? Maybe people who read a lot of like classic literature don't have this problem, but I don't read a lot of classic literature. And so I just feel like I have to work a little harder to understand it. So I'm not like reading it quickly. I'm reading it slowly, being like, okay, he said this, this means this. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna play my book and let's see how far we can get on these shorts in the next like hour and some change.
5 minutes later.
My bobbin ran out of thread and I'm using Shelly's really fancy machine. And I looked at the instructions on refilling the bobbin and I'm scared, and I already made her do it once today. I mean, she's sleeping right now, so I'm certainly not gonna wake her up to do it. But, you know, it's just a sign. It's a sign I should go to bed. That's okay. That's okay. I'll see you guys tomorrow. They're finished. They're finished. I have to back up for you to see. So I am going to talk, but you won't be able to see my face because I want you to see the shorts. Actually, let me back you up. Nice. I feel like they kind of turned out like perfect. Again, the back pockets are a little like, I don't love how like loose the top part of it is, but I don't think it looks bad. The ruffles turned out so good. The gathering was still hellacious in my opinion. It was better. I would say it was better because it wasn't 11 p.m. and it's beautiful outside, so my attitude was better. But I think it's something that I will just continue to practice, and it was worth it. And I knew that I was gonna have to gather going into it. So like, it wasn't a surprise. Like, I put this homework on myself that I hate, but I do feel like it was worth it. I just don't feel like if somebody for some reason was really close to my thigh and knew about sewing, they would be like, these gathers are really uneven. And I don't think that's gonna happen, you know what I mean? So I think it's fine. But the other thing is I don't hardly ever change out my thread to be like a matching color, at least at this point in my life. I leave it white. I feel like, number one, I don't care, especially if it's for me. If it's for someone else, I probably will change it out, but it's for me. And I feel like leaving it white gives it like a handmade look. Also with this set in particular, the front of my top is gonna have white in it. So like, it is like my drawstring is white. You know what I mean? I feel like it does make sense. They're so comfortable. And I still have, what time is it? I think I still have like 2 hours of sewing today because today's my craft time for the week. So we are gonna start on the top. I am going to start, you actually start this by just kind of basting around the collar in the arms. And then I'm once again going to put a little label on the middle of my back, but this time I'm going to put it on basically first so that it is like nice and even. Wait, maybe I should wait because I don't know how far down it needs to be. And it's not weird to put it in last. Also, the back of it is just blue, so I won't have the issue that I kind of had with the Sid tie top where it had a pattern on it. And Felix was like, do you want it in the middle of the pattern piece? Like in the middle of your back or in the middle of this stripe? Yeah, I will wait, but in the future I might put it on early. Anyway, I'm just gonna keep these shorts on. At least right now my temperature is fine. Oh my god, they turned out so cute. They turned out so cute. I'll be wearing these in public, but I said earlier maybe I wouldn't make these again. I think I would as sleep pants, sleep shorts. Not saying I wouldn't make them again for like going out in the world shorts. These are going to be going out in the world shorts. But I think I especially would for sleep shorts. I have this really, really incredibly thin yellow fabric that I use to make 3-year-old friends' wings, actually. And they're so soft, but they are like, I think I still have some. Hold on. It's like so incredibly see-through. Hold on, that's folded over. Can you see how incredibly see-through it is? It's because this is sheets from an estate sale that were like very loved. Very, very loved. So that's why they're so incredibly soft. But that's why I made wings out of them, because I was like, I could never make like an actual outfit out of them. But I think I might make really cutesy PJs out of them using this exact same pattern, especially with the ruffle. That'd be so cute. Oh, I will say, if some pervert was underneath me, these are incredibly wide leg shorts, so they could certainly see my sweet home Alabama, if you will. So that's the only thing I need to think about. But I don't plan on walking on any like see-through bridges anytime soon, so I think it'll be fine. But you know, just something to be aware of if you were thinking of making the lane pants turned into shorts. Anyway, yeah, let's get started on our shirt. Oh my god, I totally forgot. My assistant actually wasn't even needed for any of the shorts. Even when I got frustrated gathering, I didn't need him. So instead we're gonna celebrate with him. Are you ready? Bobbin, let's go. I'm a little nervous about how exact this fits right now. I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna just trust the process, and if it doesn't work, we'll figure something out. Why does it sound like Owen Wilson's It fits perfectly.
I think it's really cute.
Here is the problem, is it fits perfectly. Here is what I'm thinking though. Once it's done, I'm gonna do a sit down test, I think. Ooh. Oh, you can't see. It's a little bunchy.
Bunchy, as in it's not comfortable?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It could be a standing outfit. I don't know. But I love the way it looks when I'm standing.
I do think you could cut a slit.
That was a thought I had.
Tiny slit. Like, it wouldn't even need to be that much.
Yeah,
to
no.
fix it, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep making it. I was telling Felix, if I'm that stressed, I can open this and put a pink strip here, and that'd be kind of cute. I don't know, team. I'm nervous, but ow,
Careful.
bleeding.
No.
Anyway,
Don't bleed on your light fabric.
don't bleed on. No, I put it on my pants.
No, but is it done bleeding now?
Yeah.
Oh. I think it's gonna need slits, but I think it's perfect otherwise.
I think you are probably right, and also I'm fine with it having little slits. I think that'd be cute.
Yeah.
Give it a little, you know. All right, this is a good place to end for the day.
Oh, she's flashing. You're being flashed by her.
Oh,
Her
but
flashes.
bye, babies. Bye. I see you tomorrow. Okay. Good night. Okay. Good morning, guys. Before we get started, I have to show you how incredibly sexy I look. Quite literally woke up like this. God, it's a beautiful day. Baby's at school for another hour and a half. We might finish the shirt in that time. Probably not, but I do think we might finish it today during nap.
1 hour later.
Okay, here's where I'm at. I do think I'm gonna put little slits in the side so that when I sit down, there's a little more ease. And I think I'm gonna sew this up just like, I don't know, maybe like an inch more. And I think I'll be able to fit it, so I'm not super stressed about that. But all I have left is the armholes and hemming. And that's it. Well, and I need to figure out how to add the slits in the side, which I don't think it'll be hard, but I think I'm gonna have to make more bias binding. We'll see. Okay, I know I'm teasing you. I'm not gonna show you the full reveal, okay? But I do have the whole thing on right now. It fits perfectly standing up, but like I said, sitting down, the waist is just a little too snug. So I'm gonna follow a tutorial that I'll link in the description to add little slits on the side. But I think I'm just gonna let you guys, I think I'll just see you at the reveal, okay? Okay, I'll see you there, right? Okay, it turned out so cute, so cute. I thought we'd do the outro outside today, by the way, because it's so nice today. Oh my God, in the shade, in this part where I'm not sitting in the grass, you know what I mean? I feel like it turned out really incredible. There are definitely some things that I plan to change the next time I do this. Again, Sydney is releasing a shorts pattern, so I don't know if I'm gonna use the Lane pants into shorts pattern again. I do like that they're really wide leg if I was gonna turn them into PJ shorts. So I will not say never, but I don't know. Also, sorry if you can hear the noise of my neighborhood. Okay, I live in a neighborhood. It's worth it. It's worth it to me. It feels so nice out here. And that's like, you know, that's rare coming from me to want to be outside. I did say that the whole reason I wasn't gonna do, like, add in the pink to the outfit was because I'd like to be able to wear these pieces separately. I don't know that I will. Now that I've seen them, I think I might only wear it as a set. Again, never say never. I certainly might eventually make pants that would like go really well with this top or vice versa. I don't know. I think I'm mostly gonna wear it as a set. If you look at the splits in the side, they are a little bit bigger than I intended them to be. I don't think they look bad. I think they look totally fine. When I was serging the splits separately, I accidentally nicked one part of the front panel, and so I had to extend the split on that side to fix it, and then I had to do the same thing on the other side so that it would be even. But all in all, really proud of it, really happy with how it turned out. I really liked using my journal. What I mostly did, because I want the journal to be really clean looking, is I took Cuckoo Bananas notes on this like loose piece of paper, and then I am copying them into the journal really nicely. I am so glad that I have like a dedicated space now to put all these notes about like the next time I make this XYZ, because as I continue to make more clothes, it's gonna be harder to remember. But yeah, that's basically it. I am so excited to wear this out in the world. I am really proud of how it turned out, and I hope that it inspired you to go and try something new, like sewing. Join us. Join us in this incredibly fun hobby. You can save things like bed sheets from landfills. You can have your friends send you fabric as a sweet little birthday present or anything present. If you're new here and you enjoyed it, I really hope you stick around. We are almost to 22,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is crazy to say. And if you really like us, we would really love to have you over on Patreon. Over there we post some behind the scenes stuff, a lot of our short forms before they're edited, just so you can kind of see like the full 2 to 10 minutes of silly content that we film before it gets edited down to like 1 minute for TikTok and Instagram. And then we also post really, you know, chaotic, long, just like chatty videos about twice a month, just talking about what's going on, things that are going on that we don't really want to share with the entire internet. But yeah, with that being said, thank you so much for watching. The world is so scary, but you are so lovely, and I'm so glad you're here. Okay, go drink some water, be nice to yourself, and enjoy the bloopers. Mwah!
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna put that in. Well, I'm gonna put it in the bloopers. Today we're gonna attempt to make... Why am I staring this way? Nobody's over there. Okay. Hello. Interrupting.
Hold on. Bad news. Okay, go ahead.
It's for the bloopers. Okay, take 3. Phew. Phew. It's because this is... Oh my god, you can see the front of my head, the top of my head. There is no way he's not gay.
He's going to church.
Yes, he's zooming to church.
That's insane. Who's gonna be the lucky girl? God.
No girl is gonna be lucky because you are a homosexual man. Do you see? Can you throw me my tomato? It's in that little box like he's in prison.
I'm not about tomato prison.
He's in tomato prison, yeah. Okay.
You pre-washed the fabric, right?
And if I didn't, it would be fine, so don't worry about it. Weird. There's something moving in our potato tub. I do like that they're really wide of the front plant, of the front. I don't know if you know this, I'm not very outdoorsy. Okay, this is actually, never mind. Never mind. Cut the cameras. We're moving locations.